I love you solo. What's going on, people? What's going on, people? As y'all already know, man, this Heavy Hitter Wednesday. Um, yeah, we have a condensed roster tonight. As I am your host, K Styles, aka the Six Man. Um, to the bottom of my screen, y'all already know him. We finna move it a little bit here to my stage left tonight. We got the minister, Jew Talk Sports is in the building, y'all. And at the bottom of the screen, we have the icon, the iconic Don is in the building.
Yeah, man. As a shorty playing in the front yard of the crib, I fell down and bumped my head. Somebody helped me up and asked if I bumped my head. I said, yeah. So they said, oh, that mean you gonna switch on them. I said, yeah, heavy hitters. Heavy hitters the greatest. Knowing as a shorty, I always told if I ain't gonna be part of the greatest, I gotta be the greatest myself.
And that's words to live by, y'all. That's words to live by. And our
Anybody
special
know where that
guest,
from? Don't nobody know where that from.
hey, hey, look, let them know where it's from, man. I
Yeah.
ain't got the energy to be guessing right now.
Buster Rhymes, give me some old man. Back in '98.
Okay, you got it, man. You got it.
Brian Peoples, he knew that. But Brian, he knew. Yeah, that's
Like
what's
I
up, bro.
told, like I told you, I ain't got the damn energy. Look, I just woke up 10 minutes ago, bro. My brain ain't functioning right. And tonight's guest, as y'all already know, man, it is Saints Week. We bring it back once again. Y'all know him as Busted These Sports.
Yes,
Nathan
what's
is
up, how
back
y'all?
with us, man, to
Man,
talk
hey,
some more of this Falcon Saints, as well as might throw a little college football in here for y'all too. And if y'all wondering why Mad Mike Sports ain't here, he's not feeling well. We told his ass to sit your ass down and get better.
Yep. So I
man,
need to go.
that's what I had
I
to
need
tell the
this.
host of my show this week too, man.
Yep.
Everybody's
I need
sick.
I need Matt Mike 100% Friday night. I need him at 100% Friday night.
Exactly. So
Get well, Mike. Shout out to my dog.
exactly. So while we put his ass on IR for this show, we got his back. So heavy hitters, let's go ahead and do the damn thing, man. Nathan, man, what you been up to, man, since last time we spoke?
Man, look, here in Memphis, I don't get to catch a lot of Saints games, and I'm glad I haven't because the way the Saints been looking, it ain't been fun to watch. Every time we in prime time, it's disgusting to watch. So I just been keeping up with my LSU Tigers, man. I got two LSU with two college football live shows over on the Busted Knee Sports TikTok each week, and this is now, I was a guest on the Talking Bama show Sunday night, and then the guest on y'all
Mm.
show. So it's been a full week of shows this week. Other than that,
Okay.
life been life and outside of the shows, but it's all right because I know I trust God to get me through it, and without God, none of us will be here. So I just want to give our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ the kudos and the thanks He deserves, man.
Okay. Yeah, so we already know kind of like the breaking news as far as the Saints go right now. I know Dennis Allen's being fired and Marshawn Lattimore being traded to Washington, man. So what's the temperature like after these last couple moves that the Saints made for you in your
Like,
from your personal perspective?
Dennis Allen should have been gone at the end of last year. Okay, and to be honest, Mickey Loomis needs to be fired next, in my opinion. They're wasting Miss Benson's money. This cap hell we don't put ourselves in. They keep kicking the can down the road. I'm 100% on board getting rid of Dennis Allen, and I'm surprised he still had a job to this point. He was horrible as a head coach before the Saints hired him, and it got nothing but worse since then. Right? Brought in Derek Carr. Derek Carr's
Mm-hmm.
gotten this man fired twice. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
funny. Is he was a quarterback of the Raiders when he got fired. Now he's the quarterback of the Saints. And as far as trading Mike Evans' dad away, Mike Evans is happy. Okay, Mike Evans, the one guy that locks him down 2 times a year, and can't. Mike Evans, a Hall of Fame wide receiver, can't do anything against Marshawn Lattimore. And I'm happy as an LSU fan as well. Y'all can see the LSU stuff behind me. I'm happy he gets to go, play with Jaden. We got a third and a fourth for him, which is good for a corner that's approaching 30. Although that's a top 10 corner, I'll take it. And we got our 6th round pick back. So happy for Marshawn Lattimore. He did not deserve to sit there and waste the tail end of his prime away. on a Saints team that's going literally nowhere. So happy. I'm happy about firing Dennis Allen. Happy for Marshawn Lattimore. He deserves it.
Hey, Jew, man, what you got? What you got on that, man? What are you thinking?
I talked a little bit about it on what's the word, but this is like a game. I don't really feel like it's a trap game necessarily, but it's a weird game because we're going into enemy territory, and they are. I don't know what to make of the Saints right now, to be honest with you. Sitting at 2-7, it's like this is one of those pride games, to be honest. Everybody's playing for their job at this point. But I think this is kind of like the win-one for the Gipper type situation where it's like they're rallying around the coaching staff that's still there, the guys that's taking over. So, I mean, we always know that the Saints and Falcons, that's one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL. So they're not going to lay down. I expect them to come out and play hard just because this is a rivalry. And because the Falcons are undefeated in the division. So this is going to be like their Super Bowl. This is going to be the one game every year we want to beat the Saints. Every year they want to beat the Falcons, no matter what each team's record is. So I feel like this is going to be one of those type of games where they're just trying to ruin it for the Falcons. If anything, affect the seeding for our playoff hopes, because at this point, I think they're too far behind us to kind of like try to come back and win the division. But this will be one of those games where let's try to knock the Falcons off and limit them from being a higher seed in the playoffs.
So essentially, what you're saying here is, like you said, it's a lot of changes going around, and pretty much since it's a rivalry game, you don't want to take this one. This could be one of those games they really take lightly. Is that what you're saying, Drew?
Yeah, I don't think we'll take it lightly, to be honest, because we know that Raheem Moore's been making a big deal out of, outrun the South. Our guys have been ultra focused, but I really feel like for the Saints side of it, they're playing for their jobs. Everybody there is kind of like, with this new coaching staff coming in probably next year, you don't know who's going to be moved. At this point that they move Lattimore, nobody's safe right now. So everybody's playing for their job. So I really feel like it's kind of you playing for the name not only on the front of your jersey, but also on the back of your jersey. And you're playing to put good film out there, because if you're not on the Saints next year, you playing for another team, you want to put out that good tape, that good film, because the eye in the sky don't lie. So, you know how that goes. We've been through this with Raheem, a couple years ago when he took over for Dan Quinn. They've been talking about it all week. So I really feel like those guys still going to play hard just because it's the Saints and the Falcons. We know how this always goes.
Okay. All right, Don, man.
Let me talk about the Saints real quick. So I've been reading up since y'all fired on Dennis Allen. We already know that interim he's not going to be retained after this season. He's just somebody there that's going to try to rally the troops up to try to get some wins and try to knock some teams out of the playoff contention. That's pretty much what y'all going to be end up doing for the rest of the season. I really think, as far as y'all next head coach, I've been reading a lot, and it looks like it's going to probably be Brian Flores as our next head coach.
Better not be. It better
Why
not
not?
be.
I
want Mike Vrabel. I want Vrabel.
So why do you want? Hold on. So why do you want Vrabel?
I like Vrabel's intensity, man. I like Mike Vrabel. I think it's disrespectful that he doesn't have a job in the National Football League right now in terms of like a coaching position. With us now, hell, we could even bring in Bill Belichick because supposedly Bill Belichick wants to get into coaching next year. But my pick is Mike Vrabel. I've just got a lot of respect for that man because he was good, at the Titans. They were not good offensively, but if he can keep Kubiak or bring in an offensive coordinator with a capable mind, we're not going to be very good. So it's like I want Vrabel. I feel like Vrabel can come in and establish a new culture.
But Vrabel and Flores, they kind of run the same defensive scheme. They under that Bill Belichick tree. Also, I don't think y'all getting Bill Belichick. He's not going to come there and inherit that dead cap space that y'all got going, and that's going to be y'all going to be in cap hell for the next 2 seasons. So I don't think. Yeah, Belichick, he's going to go somewhere that there is cap space, so he can bring in and sign guys that he wants, and it's going to be to the point of he has total control of the team. If you bring in Bill Belichick, y'all gonna have to fix the cap, and then y'all gonna have to get rid of Mickey Loomis and everybody.
Hey, I'm down for that. I'm down for that. He can go right now. They should have fired his ass with Dennis Allen. He can go. He can go. He's a big part of this. They wasted Miss Benson's money right now.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with signing Alvin. I think Alvin getting signed was good because he wanted to be a Saint. We live in a world where guys want to get out and go get their bag in other places, but Alvin was like, look, I've only played for the Saints. I only want to play for the Saints. He's literally tweeted, I'm on the way to Knoxville right now. The hell you talking about? I ain't getting traded. And then signs the extension. So, like, very, very happy for somebody like Alvin Kamara that his production may not be, as great as it was early in his career because we've used him so much, but I like guys like him.
Yeah. But it's either gonna be him or it could be somebody that y'all familiar with, Joe Brady. Joe Brady is another candidate that may end up, getting a head coaching job this offseason. So look, this is gonna be, but they may want to keep that, Sean Payton type of, familiarity around.
I think we need to, the way the Saints have handled this whole post-Drew Brees era has been terrible. They knew it was coming for years and did not prepare for it at all. Like, as a Saints fan, watching Drew go from passing for 5,000 yards 5 times in his career, the most times in NFL history, by the end of his career, you knew it. You didn't draft back for him to. You could have had a damn Aaron Rodgers under Drew Brees, right? You wouldn't have obviously had Aaron because Aaron came in the league long ago, but you could have drafted a guy and had him learn under Drew, and we would be fine. I feel like we wouldn't even be in the position we would in, we're in. We wouldn't be with trash Derek Carr right now.
Damn. Not track that
Derek Carr. Y'all saw me before the Falcons game the first time on the show. I love Derek Carr. He's a good Christian man, but he's a terrible quarterback.
Yeah, it hasn't been going well, man. It hasn't been going well for him. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's go ahead and get right into it, man. I'm gonna go ahead and let you kick us off with this, man. What's the key you got for this game, man? What's the keys you got for this game, man?
I said it in my in what's the word? I think it's really going to come down to for us on offense, it's going to be score touchdowns because right now, Kirk Cousins, that offense is red hot. Zach Robinson's in his bag. Between Darnell Mooney, between Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, and those guys, I really feel like if we put up points in this game, like touchdowns, I really feel like the Saints are not going to be able to match us if we score touchdowns. And right now, the strength of this Falcons team is the offensive side of the ball. So I really feel like if we come out and score touchdowns and put our foot on their neck, kind of put pressure that make them have to throw the ball, I really feel like it's going to be tough for the New Orleans Saints to keep up in this game because they're down, most of their offensive talent. I don't expect Chris Olave to play, who was knocked out the last game with a concussion. We know that Shaheed is out for the season, who's a speedster. So outside of Taysom Hill and AK, Alvin Kamara, those are the only 2 guys that they have on, on that team. So the only way I see the Saints staying in this game is if they're able to play ball control and we can't get them off the field on third downs because they're just running the ball with Taysom Hill, running the ball with Alvin Kamara and shortening the game. But if we get out to a lead, I really feel like that's going to put a lot of pressure on Derek Carr to try to throw the ball down the field. And right now, they just don't have the weapons to maintain and to keep up. So I really feel like that's going to be the key to the game for the Falcons is just score touchdowns, try to make this a barn burner. And we know we've been putting up 27 to 30 points a game, and I don't think that the Saints will be able to match that firepower. Just like I mentioned with Dallas last week, with them only having Dak and CD, it's similar with the Saints. They only have really 2 guys that I'm really concerned about, Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill. Outside of those 2 guys, we shut them 2 guys down or limit those guys. I really don't feel like the Saints have much of a chance, to be honest, unless we shoot ourselves in the foot with turnovers.
Okay. All right, Nathan, man. I know how you feeling right now about the Saints, but what do you?
I agree with you, brother. We're terrible. We're 2-7, bro. They lost 7 straight. We're not good. We are not good. Okay, we traded the top 10 corner in football away because he deserved to be traded. He deserved it. Marshawn Lattimore did not deserve to suffer on this shitty team. Okay, let's be real there. But you're right. Okay, the thing that gives me a little bit of hope is that historically teams that have an interim head coach, the first week with that interim head coach, come out with a fire and an intensity trying to win. Like you mentioned, Drew, these guys are playing for their, film to put on paper for other team or film to put on for other teams because a lot of these guys won't be on the team next year. So they're playing. It's more of a personal get their own bread at this point because you're not winning the Super Bowl. You'd be lucky. Honestly, we'd be lucky to go like what? It's 17 games now. We'd be lucky to go like 6-11 or something at this point. Like honestly, I think it's kind of a suck for good draft position kind of year, in my opinion, at this point. But I want to beat the Falcons. We split with the Falcons historically a lot, and if we can get AK going, we'd be all right. Now defensively, it's like I don't. It's bad. Like we're old on D. We're old on D, and it's showing. And then without that, I don't expect much. The Falcons. The only thing that gives me a little bit of hope is that you're still not very good at the pass rush. You're one of the bottom half teams in the league at pass rush. You play well against Dallas. Me and my lady was out on a date during the beginning half of the game, and I kept watching a little bit. As guys do. You look up, you see the TV, and every time I look up, Dak doing something stupid. And so the Falcons defense played pretty well last week, but we don't have the tools to win this game really at all.
Oh, you brought up that, man. That just reminds me of that damn song that's been going on online. Good Lord. All right, dog. What you got on this?
Man, look, the Saints are a horrible team right now. They are, but I'm just hoping Raheem Moore is not pulling and the staff not pulling what they did against Seattle. We do not need to take them lightly. Yes, they don't have all their weapons, and like what everybody just said, Kamara, Taysom Hill, those are you. That's it. That's all y'all got on offense. That's it. And if we can stop Taysom Hill, I'm not really worried about Kamara. I'm really not, but because we have games that we can stop the run, and then we have games that we're just allowing them to run like 4 to 6 yards a carry. But I think we did Kamara play the last time we played you guys?
Yeah.
He about beat you by himself.
Yeah, he did.
Well.
I'm not really too much worried about the run defense in this game because I really feel like Kubiak he's gonna try to throw it. He's gonna try to throw it. He's gonna try to come out there and make a statement with Derek Carr, which is it's stupid to say this, but on their new regime, he's gonna try to see what he can do with Derek Carr. You don't have Olave, so who you gonna really throw it to? That's just my question right there.
Yeah.
But
they're gonna have.
Yeah, but on the defensive side of the ball, for you guys, for the Saints, I just don't see y'all stopping Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier. I just really don't see y'all stopping our run game. Bijan has been running like almost 100 yards a game. Like
He's got 600 yards.
Yeah, like he's going to end up having over 1,000 yards. It's projected he's going to have over 1,000 yards when the smoke clears the end of the season. Probably he may end up having 1,300 yards, which is crazy. Which is crazy because we haven't had a running back that ran that many yards in a long time. So, and I ain't even bringing up Kirk Cousins and what we can do in the air. So that's another variable as well that your defense have to stop. Yeah. So, what the Falcons need to do in this game, don't turn the damn ball over. That's one. And then two, we need to do a great job at getting the Saints offense off the field. 3 and outs, have them punt. Do not get them in field goal range to kick field goals. Don't allow them to just dink and dunk down the field and score these touchdowns. Like, we have to do better on these third downs. We got to do better on third downs in this game. Because this right here, I'm going to look at this game right here, and it's going to determine we're going to make the playoffs, but this game right here is going to determine how far we can make it in the playoffs. if we can be disciplined, because we got to be disciplined against the worst teams. We just have to. And if we're not going to be disciplined enough, then it's just going to look like we're just going to be just showing up for the playoffs and say, hey, we're in the playoffs, and then we get beat. So we just got to do what we got to do. We got to take care of business. These costly penalties on offense when we have holding calls and stuff like that. We just got to clean all those things up.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say the thing about these type of games right here, the one thing that makes these kind of games something that you have to definitely be worried. Well, I ain't gonna say worried, but be wary of is you have a Saints team that ain't got nothing to lose. And when you have the Falcons that's got everything going for them right now, one of the most common things that can happen is you overlook a team that's playing bad right now. And like Don said, this is where the Falcons have to take that next level of if a team is down or a team is not playing well right now and you're hot, you got to go for the kill shot. Now, once again, this is a Falcons Saints game. So we already know Taysom Hill's going to get the rock a lot. He always plays well against the Falcons. I still haven't figured out why that is. But for some reason, Taysom Hill, when it comes to the Falcons, he's an all-pro player when it comes to the playing against the Falcons. Any other team, you don't hear his name that much. So they definitely have to be wary about that. Alvin Kamara is already a good player in itself. But it's one player that I'm not finna bypass, that the Saints ain't tricking me on, and that's Juwan Johnson. That's the one right there that I'm looking for. Like you said, no Olave. Yeah. Like you said, no Chris Olave, no Shaheed. Who's the next target that they got that they're comfortable with? Juwan Johnson. So, as long as the Falcons handle business and don't take the Saints lightly, that's really the only thing. And you have to play for 60 minutes. 4 quarters. You give the Saints one inkling of hope. Is the biggest difference between you coming up with a victory or getting your ass whooped by New Orleans.
Because y'all were 6-3, right?
Yep.
Yes, I mean a fourth loss would not. I mean, in the NFC this year, it'd keep you in place for the division. You'd probably still win the division, but you never know. Baker might get hot in Tampa. I mean, they lost in overtime to the Chiefs that they're keeping undefeated for money reasons. But
right. Like you said, this matchup right here, record doesn't matter. Team structure don't matter. It's a rivalry game. The most emotionally stable team wins this game. But Nathan, man,
especially in the dome.
Yeah. Oh, that's the factor that we didn't even talk about. Going down to New Orleans. We're gonna find out.
The 5 Saints fans that's gonna be there, they're gonna be loud.
Oh, they're gonna try to rally. They're gonna try to rally. Yeah, y'all gonna try to rally. You're gonna try to rally whatever's left of this team. But man, like you said, Nathan, I know you said what do y'all think? Well, like you said, I know I kind of mentioned Juwan Johnson. Like you said, what player on the Saints squad right now do you expect? Are you looking for to be that X factor in this game, man?
I'm looking at Kamara, bro. I'm looking at Kamara to be vintage Kamara this week. He don't like playing the Falcons either. He brings it against the Falcons too. He played really well in that first matchup against y'all. Like he did. Like Alvin. To me, this is an Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill and Cam Jordan. Be the guys that have been on this team for a long time. Be the veterans that you are. Yeah, the Falcons are gonna put up points. They're damn good offense. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. Coco Chains be Coco Chaining. But like, I look for Alvin and Taysom as a 1-2 punch to. I mean, if we got a shot at this game, it's going to be through Alvin. And that's pretty much it. Because like Chris Olave may have to we I don't know if y'all talked about Tua at all, but like talk about guys in concussions that may have to retire from football. Chris Olave may be looking at having to retire from football. That's his 4th concussion since he's been in the National Football League, and like he may never play football again. Yeah, like he's had 4 concussions now. Like it may be time for Chris Olave to hang the damn cleats up. And so, like, not having him is big, and not having Shaheed is big. So it's got to be through Alvin, to me. Like Alvin Kamara.
I ain't know he had 4 concussions already.
Yeah,
Wow.
he's had 4, and then he had 1 at Ohio State, I think, too. So it's like 5 in the last 9 years or something like that.
Yeah, we put a whooping on him when he was at Ohio State.
I forget you were Michigan, man.
Of course, I had to think about what you said. I had to think what he had to say. Like Ohio State, like, where Don coming at with the subtle jabs.
I got to bring up the blue blood.
Y'all might knock off Indiana this weekend. I don't know.
Right.
We could, but we back. We back. I hope so. That'd be a good birthday present. That'd be the best birthday present for me. We can win.
Yeah, I hope y'all paid attention to the part where he said, "I hope so." I hope y'all paid attention to that, right?
Look, that's still hope at this point, bro.
Shit. Yeah, I can't say nothing, boy. We got Miami this weekend. Yeah, so that's gonna be an ugly game. But like you said, what player who's your X factor for this game, man?
On defense, I'm gonna sit here and say Nate Lemon.
Nate.
We gotta, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because of Alvin Kamara. I like how we did with Caden Ellis this past week. He was playing pretty much. He was shooting his gaps, making plays at the line of scrimmage in the backfield. That's how you play a Caden Ellis. And with Nate Lemon this week, I feel like he's gonna do a good job at trying to stop Alvin Kamara and whatever the hell what the Saints gonna decide what they're gonna do with Taysom Hill. So when Taysom comes in the game, Nate needs to be on him. Nate Lemon eyes need to be straight on Taysom Hill.
Okay. Yeah. So pretty much control the middle of the field. Is what you're saying?
Yeah. Because that's what they play is gonna is. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like 76% of the Saints plays is gonna matriculate in the middle of the field. They don't have any outside threats.
We got Juwan, and that's it. Juwan just had a baby.
But you gotta think about it too, like Juwan versus AJ Terrell. Come on now.
Right. Yeah. I know what the Chris Olave thing too is. I know if Tua's ass comes back, I know Chris Olave will come back. Hell, we seen Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward went through 8 concussions. He got 8 of them.
Yeah, but you got to think about a quarterback and a receiver. Yeah. Receivers, they get hit a lot. They get hit more than quarterbacks.
If it was 20 years ago, I think he'd be retiring because I'm glad football has gotten safer, but man, like when I was like a little kid growing up in the early 2000s, man, football, they used to just be able to, like Ryan Clark would take somebody's head off, dude. Like people,
have
to do a Ryan Clark was.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like Chris Olave would have to retire as a wide receiver in that era, dude. Like, it would be no ifs, ands, or buts.
Exactly. What the hell is this? What you got, Ju? Who you looking for?
I'll say the player I think that'll be the X factor for us, and I seen it in the chat. Was Troy Anderson. I think Troy Anderson comes back this week. I did a video earlier today where they talked about he was a full participant in practice, both him and Drew Dahlman. So I think Troy Anderson will be the X factor. I really feel like he's going to have that role of kind of trying to keep AK from catching those swing passes and things of that nature. And if you guys remember, that's the game where Troy Anderson went off, was against the Saints, where he had the pick six early in the season. He had about, I think, 14 or 15 tackles in that game. He was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. So I think it'll be the same in this game. Troy Anderson, his athleticism, his ability to penetrate in the backfield and make tackles for loss and things of that nature. And I really feel like he's one of those guys that can help against Taysom Hill, because I really feel like why we struggle so much against Taysom Hill is, for whatever reason, we struggle with gap integrity on our defensive line. And Taysom Hill is one of those guys where if he hit a crease, he has that speed where he can take it to the house. So I really feel like that's why we struggle with him, because sometimes we get all of our guys on, like, we try to crowd the line of scrimmage. And if he breaks, once you hit the right hole, if it's open and everybody's on the same level, that's an easy touchdown or a big game. So I really feel like getting Troy Anderson back is going to be huge because of his ability to play sideline to sideline and his athleticism. So that's what makes him different, is his speed. I like Nate Landman. The only thing about Nate Landman is he's not the best going sideline to sideline. He's more of a downhill thumper. Same thing with Caden Ellis. Those guys are not the best lateral quickness, but those guys are great going downhill, where Troy Anderson is really elite as far as his athleticism with being able to run sideline to sideline. So I think in this game, if he comes back in this game, he'll have another big game, trying to slow down Alvin Kamara, trying to slow down, Taysom Hill, even though it's all 11 when it comes to guys like Taysom Hill with him running the ball in that Wildcat. But if guys just stay home and stay in their gaps, I really feel like we won't struggle as much as we have in previous games against the Saints. I really feel like our biggest issue with Taysom is guys got to stay in their gap, do your job. Like, don't try to make a play, just stay where you're supposed to be. When we know we've had guys like AK, guys that gets antsy and they like to I'm going to try to jump out this gap and go make a play. And then as soon as you leave your gap, that's the gap that they're going to hit. And then that's 20, 30 yards with Taysom Hill because of his speed. So we just got to be, as we said, discipline in this game. Guys, just do your job. Just stay in your gap. If you got the B gap, stay in the B gap. Don't try to jump out and try to make a play, because when you try to make that play or do somebody else's responsibility, that's usually when the play gets made, because you're not focused on what you're supposed to be doing. Your responsibility of the 1 of 11. Be on the string.
And my guy for this game, Jew, I'm gonna need some help with this one. How do you always start the show, Jew?
Oh, there you go.
That's the guy that I'm watching for this game right here in particular. And it kind of goes what Jew said as far as the integrity. As we already know, with Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill, Judon's gonna have to hold that edge, man. You got to be disciplined on that edge.
Yeah.
They're gonna look to bounce some runs outside, and they particularly, from what I've seen, they particularly like going to the right side a lot. So Judon is going to have to hold that up, and hey, we can get a sack out of him. It'll be good too. But I'm looking for Judon to be that edge setter for the Falcons in this game, in particular against the Saints. It'll open it up for a lot of the other players on defense.
Judon been called out too, K-Style. So I'm looking for that. I don't know if y'all heard Raheem Morris. They asked about Judon, like why his snaps were lower this last game. And Raheem Morris said, because we're looking for production. So that was a kind of like shots fired. Like he didn't pull no punches. So I heard Judon heard that.
He said, better step your shit up. That's what he said.
Yeah.
He better step your game up.
D'Angelo Malone getting snapped. And he said,
yeah, I saw that.
So I was like, oh, I mean, he hold back. So I hope Judon heard that loud.
Yeah, I was looking at that like, damn, but D'Angelo Malone is getting a lot of seasons. I think D'Angelo Malone got more snaps this last game than he had the previous 2 years.
But that's the thing, man. He's been developing and he's been looking good in practice. Like I told people, you got to give some of these players time to develop. Right, and that's the thing. Malone, I really feel like, and AK's been playing good too. But if it comes down to contract, I think we'll probably let AK walk, and you can sign a D'Angelo Malone to a 2-year deal that's pretty much pennies. I just so it is true. Troy Anderson is back. So yeah, Troy Anderson and Nate Lemon as your inside linebackers, and you move Caden Ellis to the outside on one side, and then you have Judon on the other side. That right there, that 4 group of linebackers right there can wreak havoc.
Just on that alone. I'm about to say, let's go ahead and get a few of these comments in here right quick. Let's see if it's a lot of people been saying. Yeah, I see a lot of Troy Anderson love. Let me see. There's not too many questions up here outside of people calling Cam Jordan old. I don't really see nothing out here.
Hey, I mean, he is old, but he's oldie but goodie. Ask Matt Ryan how. Oldie buddy.
Oh, trust me, he sat Matt Ryan at the booth. Boy, he had some PTSD there for a second. Like, wait a minute, who that?
No,
I know that. Oh.
Matt Ryan got a hell of a teddy bear at night just because of what Cam Jordan did to him back in the day. Because nobody has sacked a quarterback in their division more than Cam Jordan sacked Matt Ryan. Fun fact. That's it. Fun fact of the day. See,
we've seen that. We've seen that plenty of times. But I'm gonna let Don go ahead and lead this one, man. Don, go ahead lead. How you want to lead this next segment, man? What you want to talk about?
Well, we already talked to Nathan about how he became a Saints fan and everything, so we probably ain't gonna go back down that road again.
You want to talk some college football? You want to talk some college football?
So, Nate, you going to the game this Sunday, or you just gonna be at home in Memphis?
I'm gonna be at home in Memphis, God willing. I see the air, or God willing, we breathing on Saturday. Be live for the LSU Alabama game. We got number 11 Alabama coming to town against the number 15 ranked team in the land, the LSU Fighting Tigers. DeBoer don't know a damn thing about the Tiger Stadium. Okay, and DeBoer, I don't think Alabama's gonna come into this game ready. I don't. And LSU, we playing. This is a playoff game. This is a new 12-team playoff format or 12-team playoff format. This is a de facto playoff game. You lose this game, you out. You might as well move on. Alabama fans, get ready for basketball season. LSU fans, get ready for women's basketball and baseball season, because you get that third L, it don't even matter. Because we playing to win championships, and if you pick up that third L, a lot of stuff gonna have to go right in front of you to make the college football playoff. But yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. And my co-host of my Tuesday night show, Tiger Bait, he's sick this week as well. Y'all talk about one of y'all's guys being sick. Tiger Bait's sick. Hopefully, he'll actually be able to go.
Oh yeah. I think this weather change and this time change, man. Like you say, it done messed up a lot of people's.
Dude, it's been raining for 3 days. Well, not 3 days, but it's Wednesday. It rained. It was windy Sunday, real bad. It was windy Monday, real bad, and the last 2 days it's pretty much rained off and on. And the temperature was 80 degrees the other day, and it was 65 or 70 today.
That's what I'm talking about, right there.
Man. And recovering from pneumonia still a little bit.
Damn, yeah.
My lady got it worse than me.
Oh man, hopefully she get better, man. Hopefully she get better.
Yeah.
Don. So how you feeling about your Michigan Wolverines this weekend, man?
Oh man, we don't have Will Johnson, who is the best cornerback in the land right now, but he's out.
Not bad now, but
quarterback situation is still trash. It's and just looking at this past game, that we lost. It's coaching. And I get it, when you lose a lot of players, we had a lot of players that left for the draft. And we also was a school this past draft that produced most of the draft drafted players, So going into the season, yes, I was optimistic of okay, we can probably lose 2 or 3 games, but we done lost games to teams that we shouldn't have no business losing to. But and how we lost those games were bad, horrible. Just looking at Texas, we lost against Texas horribly, and then Georgia, it was like light work for them, and they played them in fucking Texas.
It wasn't light work for them. Now, come on, Carson Beck is not good. Georgia's quarterback, man, he's turned the ball over a lot. Hell, he had 4 turnovers against Alabama.
Yeah.
Anytime they play Alabama, it's just Georgia. Anytime they see that crimson, and white, they panic. They fold. They fold like picnic tables.
Boy, y'all about to have all these Georgia.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Hey, I'm gonna
call it when I see it. No, I'm gonna call it as I see it because I'm gonna be honest. Look, we just gotta be honest. We love the game. We do. We love the game. We study the game. I sit here and tell you proudly, Jim Harbaugh, when he saw damn Urban Meyer, he folded like damn lawn chair soup. He could never be Jim Harbaugh. Could never be Urban Meyer. Never.
Nope. Yeah, and now you got 3 straight wins against Ohio State.
Yep, about to be folded.
And that comes to an end this year. They're gonna beat you.
I doubt it. I doubt it. I really feel like we can beat Ohio State. I think we can still beat Ohio State because the thing is, one thing about the culture in Michigan, we can lose and lose horrible against other teams, but when we see that scarlet and gold, that ugly ass scarlet and gold, not gold, scarlet and silver, whatever colors they got, when we see them motherfuckers, it's on site. It's on site every time.
Will Johnson is not the best corner in college football, by the way.
Yes, he is.
It's Zy Alexander. It is Zy Alexander. He's in the SEC, and it has a passer rating against him of almost 0, brother. He's the best cover corner in all of college football, and that's who's going to have Ryan Williams in pocket entire. And of course, it's going to be who the hell's going to cover Bernard for Bama because he's been getting a lot more looks the last couple of weeks. It used to be Milroe's just going to throw it to Ryan Williams, and that's just going to be that. But since Ryan Williams is going to be locked up, Bernard's going to be open because we're going to have Woodland on him or Stamps open or drop, even Major Burns. We're playing zone. And I don't know if you ever watched LSU play defense this year, but it's fun to watch. It's very fun to watch when they're on, man, because when they own. And at Texas A&M second half, boy, I was throwing the hat around. I was F-bombing. The views got real good there for a minute when the Tigers started losing and my mouth started spitting because, boy, it was ugly. It was that second half against Texas A&M 2 weeks ago was just bad.
Oh, wow. All right, Jude, man. How you feeling about Auburn, man?
Ooh,
man, we 3-6 right now, man. When you say rebuild, we just a really young team. Like we got a lot of freshmen that are playing. So I really feel like they are improving, but we really need a quarterback, man. We got a quarterback coming in next year in the recruiting class. That's a pretty decent quarterback. So once we get a quarterback, I think we'll be a lot better. And these guys are more seasoned. But like they're saying with the rivalry games, it's the same thing when we play Alabama. When we play Alabama, which is later in the season, that's our Super Bowl. I'm talking about this Falcons and Saints game. We always give Alabama a hard time. Even when we don't have no quarterback, we don't have no offense, it turns into a defensive struggle. And when they see that orange and blue, whatever reason, we give them hell every single time. Last year, we should have beat them, and they end up winning on a miraculous throw at the end of the game because it was just bad coverage.
Lord,
and I was like, how did we blow that game?
He just threw a Hail Mary to the back pylon, and for some reason, wow. Yeah. That caught me
I didn't
off
know
guard.
you're an
Like,
Auburn
wow.
fan. Bless your heart, man. I
Yeah,
really looked at that Auburn team. I looked at
yeah,
that Auburn
man.
team preseason, Jew, and I was like, okay, this is a team that might go 8-4 if your quarterback
Yeah,
situation was better. But that quarterback situation has been as bad can be.
it's
Like
horrible, man.
it's been
It's horrible.
terrible.
But
Lord.
I put it on our
Which is
coaching
good,
staff.
otherwise, pretty much.
Yeah, I put it on our coaching staff as well, though, because they should be trying to feed the running backs. We have a really good running back in Rodgers in the backfield. But we just, for whatever reason, we don't consistently run the ball, and he's a senior, so I don't know why we consistently not run the ball. We try to put the ball in our quarterback's hands, and he's been making mistakes all year long. We should have beat Oklahoma. We had the game won in the fourth quarter. We were up by like 10 points. He ended up throwing a pick six to lose the game. So, yeah, man, it's been one of those seasons for Auburn, man. But we always have a good defense. We always have a solid running game. We just, like I said, we need a quarterback. We have some actually a decent wide receivers. Cam Coleman, he's a freshman, really good freshman, but he's just young. You know, these guys just don't have the experience. So I feel like you give these guys a chance to develop, I think they will be solid, you know, going forward. But this year, it's just they playing a bunch of freshmen, and we just trying to get back on track. When we get us a quarterback, and then these guys, you know, come of age, I think we'll be all right. But I really feel like right now we need to lean on the running game, lean on that defense. If we do that against Bama, I think we have a chance, because we always give them hell for whatever reason, because it's just one of those rivalries. But as far as doing anything, we've been out of the playoffs since week 3. I said 3 or 4, man. When they lost, we dropped like 3 or 4 games in a row. We only won one SEC game, which was against Kentucky. All of the rest of the games were close. Like that, the Oklahoma game we should have won. It's been so many games that came down to the wire, and it's just bad coaching.
Missouri game should have won.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
Cal,
game
I know
Y'all
when
had a
y'all
lead,
lost.
big.
Yeah, I knew when y'all lost against Cal, I knew like, yeah, y'all still got a way to go to be, you know, forcing the SEC.
Yeah,
But
But
Hugh
the
Freeze,
thing
the
is,
system is one that if he gets a quarterback, like you said, and that the whole country's mindset is fans of college football know quarterback. It's Auburn gonna do something with a good quarterback.
Yeah. Hopefully this kid we
Just
got coming
until
in,
then, you're going.
he look like he's a pretty good quarterback. So hopefully he comes in. We put the freshman in, his name is like Hank Brown, I think it was. We put him in like week 2 or 3, and I would have left him out.
I tried to get him in the transfer portal in my dime.
Yeah, we should have kept him in the game. We went back to Peyton, my starting quarterback, and he's not good, man. He transferred from Michigan State. So see, Don, Michigan State always seem to other than Kirk Cousins, those Michigan State quarterbacks, man. We for whatever reason he transferred to Auburn, and
I hated Kirk Cousins when he was at Michigan State.
Yeah, man. Outside of Kirk Cousins, quarterbacks.
Yeah, we never beat Kirk Cousins when he was at Michigan State. Never.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said,
I don't want to hear nothing about no damn Georgia fans, because I remember that Citrus Bowl when y'all played Michigan State and that game went to overtime and Kirk Cousins whooped y'all ass in that Citrus Bowl. So don't come at me.
You just gonna set the precedent, like, hey,
Yep.
y'all shut the hell up. That's basically what he just said right there. But yeah, like y'all, we got a very interesting matchup, because like I said, Tech playing damn Miami this weekend. Coming off a damn 2-game skid right now.
What the hell happened to Georgia Tech, brother? Y'all look good early in the season, man. What happened?
The problem is teams have figured out if you stop that run game, that our offense gets real stagnant if you stop that run game. And plus Hayes King, I think Hayes King was out for a few games too. So yeah, it's gonna be ugly. But the thing about this game with Miami is, for some reason, Miami just do stupid things against us and always lose. So like Hayes
Please
King,
go out there, beat them.
I need to too, because this damn Cam Ward hype, boy, everybody is blowing him off right now. I like, nah, we gotta beat Miami.
Yeah,
They have no defense, bro. Miami,
Yeah, they don't.
they don't have a defense.
And I'm tired of I need somebody to knock off Miami because I'm tired of Irvin with his cocaine splurges.
You
Yeah.
can't tell the
Look,
playmaker nothing, man. You
my
ain't
boy
been
got to
good in
play
a while.
against him.
He in his bag right now.
Cam Ward's cold now. Cam Ward got
He
arm
cold. He
strength.
cold. He
Cam
cold.
Ward gonna be a
Yeah.
first round pick.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he will.
He's got all the arm talent and the intangibles to be a good quarterback at the next level, or at least like talent wise, he's got the talent. But their defense is terrible. Like I do not think they're the fourth best team in the country at all.
God awful. Good.
Because I think
God
they're gonna make
awful.
the playoffs. Like let's say it's Clemson's only got one conference loss. Let's say Clemson and Miami play each other though, don't they?
I think later on, yeah. I think so.
Yeah. So like Clemson and the U got to play each other. Let's just say Clemson wins the game, right? And then it's Clemson and Miami in an ACC championship game. Well, do you put Clemson in after that? Like it just, and if let's say Miami wins the game, either way, Miami's gonna make the playoff and they're gonna lose in the first round, in my opinion. They're gonna play a good team. If they, play an SEC school that's at the bottom half that's got a little talent, they're gonna lose, and they're gonna wonder what happened to Miami because they didn't have a defense and everybody ignored it.
Right. I think what the biggest thing with us, like you said, man, we ain't got, like you said, we got Haynes King and Jamal Haynes. So if we get that run game going, and lead with that run game. That's usually how we beat games this year.
Control tempo.
The past couple games, the teams really pretty much have been selling out against the run and the RPO. So they're gonna have to get this thing established against Miami here. Like you said, the defense is horrible. So they're gonna have opportunities. Eric Singleton Jr. I think Eifer's coming back. I say he can't cover worth a damn, but he can control that line of scrimmage. For those that don't know who Eifert is the only linebacker in college football with the old school neck pad on that nobody ever sees anymore. So if you see somebody that's him. But we got opportunity to beat Miami. We beat Miami. I'll be happy. And I'll be able to go to work the next day and talk shit. I just say that right now.
Ain't nobody. I don't think there's any Alabama fans where I work. There's an Ole Miss fan. One of my. Yeah, he ain't my supervisor yet. He might be. I may be going to his crew in a few months. I may not be. He's an Ole Miss fan. So I got to talk a lot of shit after LSU beat Ole Miss a few weeks ago. That was nice because he talked all that shit all week long. No, Ole Miss gonna beat LSU. Ole Miss gonna beat LSU. And then we walked in there. I had that shit eating grin on my face, boy. I was like, I thought y'all was gonna win. Well, then we got two guys on talking SEC, man. LSU needs to win this game. LSU needs to win this game so bad against Alabama. Not only for playoff, but for like just shit talking rights too. Like, man, we need to win.
Right, man. So on that topic of college football and kind of looking at college football prospects and stuff like that. Nathan, I gotta ask you the question because I know we talked about Derek Carr, and I know the experiment with Spencer Rattler kind of has not been working too well for y'all right now. So, is there any guy out of this draft, if they go quarterback in this upcoming draft, which one of these particular quarterbacks would you like to see in the Saints uniform that's coming out this year?
It just depends on who all comes out, bro. Because like, honestly, I'm not particularly thrilled with any of these quarterbacks. Really, like in my opinion, the Saints need to go get a veteran quarterback for like low money. In my opinion, like we're not in. Let's suck and get some draft picks the next couple of years. That's the position the Saints are in now. Like, because if you draft a rookie quarterback, right, you draft one high enough because we'll probably have a good. Now, I will say something I meant to mention before we got into college football talk. The Saints are 2-7, but 28% of the league it has 2 wins right now. There are 9 teams out of a 32-team league that have 2 wins right now. Not all of them going to be able to get the first pick. Somebody got to suck worse than the others, okay? So we going to fall. We got to suck bad enough. We can beat y'all and then suck the rest of you. I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool with that. because like in terms of quarterbacks out of this draft, I guess I like Campbell's upside a lot. I'm not really sold on Quinn Ewers that much. I'm trying to think of the top teams in college football. Garrett Nussmeier is pretty good. AJ McCarron calls him the best quarterback in the Southeastern Conference. I disagree, but I do agree because if you don't know, Garrett Nussmeier is Doug Nussmeier's son, the quarterback, longtime NFL quarterbacks coach. So he'll get drafted probably in the second round if he comes out. Garrett is draft eligible and he can leave, but I don't know if he will. Like let's just say hypothetically, Garrett just seems like one of those guys to me that may or may not come out. If he does, let's just say LSU goes on and play in play in the playoffs, he'll probably leave, and then hopefully we keep Underwood and Don don't get him at Michigan because I don't want to see Underwood at Michigan.
I do, but I do. I hope so.
I think the Saints shouldn't go quarterback. I think we should draft a tackle or something like that, or just get younger, man. Because I mean LSU's got 2 draft prospects that are going in the first round on the offensive line position. Offensive tackle Will Campbell, who's probably the best tackle in America, and we got an offensive guard on the other end of that line, Emory Jones, who's good. Let's draft another lineman. Let's get Penning's ass out of town.
Will Campbell is the best tackle in the college football right now.
Exactly.
He's going to probably end up being a top 5 pick.
He might go top 5. I mean, I don't even know how the draft order is going to shape out because right now, like I said, 28% of the league's 2 and 7.
Yeah, if you look at how it's been the past few years, most of the times in the top 10 or it all like I say the top 7 is always a tackle that gets picked in the top 7.
But don't y'all have like a tackle that grades out a little bit better than Will?
You talking about our team right now?
Yeah, y'all Michigan's team. You got an offensive lineman, right?
Not right now. Our linemen are young.
I thought y'all had maybe that was last year.
No, last year. Yeah, last year we had Zach Zenner, but like he got hurt. He got hurt in that Ohio State game, so they're not their draft stock now.
What y'all think about Harold? I mean, y'all follow college football enough. What y'all think about Harold Perkins' draft stock right now, coming off that ACL?
That ACL is gonna knock you down a little bit.
Yeah.
That's like you said, that's just if any team is willing to take the chance and look at the upside, you might get a mid to late first round pick, but on average, you said
I
you
can
would
see him
draft
going in like the mid-second at earliest, honestly.
Yeah. That's why I said that'll probably be the more ideal spot for him. Cause Perkins is a bad dude now. He's been a bad dude.
I low key kind of think Harold Perkins is overrated. Like,
you think he's overrated?
Just a little bit.
Okay.
But because look at LSU's defense, man. They played a lot better without Perkins. And that sucks, man. The name of my brand is busted in these sports. I hate the guy got hurt, but we're actually playing our defensive coordinator Blake Baker's scheme now, and the team has played a lot better defensively because of it. But I don't know how he shapes out because to me he's a pure pass rusher, but he's only a situational pass rusher. I don't even know what scheme does he fit in? Does he fit in like a Brian Flores in Minnesota scheme? Does he fit, in Atlanta scheme somewhere? Especially if Judon doesn't stick because it sounds like he hasn't been playing too well for y'all. So I mean, who knows?
I mean, it's going to depend. And like you said, as far as him just kind of being a pure pass rusher, in reality, if we look at the average NFL team, that they're going to be looking for pure pass rushers anyway right now, because it's kind of hard to really find guys who are like multifaceted that can be great against the run and great against the pass. They're very far and few between, and I think we all kind of know that it's not that many of them in the league anymore.
There's not. But Jamal Adams was good there for a while, but he fell off pretty hard. I'll tell you that much. Jamal Adams and Trey. Did y'all see that Trey White got traded for like a 6th and a 7th rounder to Baltimore?
Nobody won't pay nobody.
Well, Trey White was a top 5 corner in football a few years ago.
Yeah, but The injuries and like you said, the thing.
destroyed him. The injuries destroyed Jamal Adams as well. The injuries is what did it to him. Jamal Adams was actually pretty good, but the injuries. I knew when. What team was he on? Tennessee. Who was
Yeah, he
Jamal
was on
Adams on?
Tennessee. Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Jamal
Yeah.
That's when they.
Adams, like
I was
when
like,
Jets and in Seattle.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this
Drafted
year.
by the Jets.
This year he was with Tennessee, and then they granted him his release. I don't know if he got picked up by anybody else right now, but
I don't think he did. In Seattle, though, he
but
got out of shape, but it was because of the injuries. Like he never was necessarily a great cover guy. He was more of a thumper. But then once he started he got injured, he gained a lot of weight. Like if you just can look at him, he gained a lot of weight, and them injuries kind of destroyed him. The same thing with Tre'Davious White. He had like so many injuries, like season injury, and I think he tore his ACL like twice, like 2 seasons in a row. So I really think that's
Yeah,
what
Trey White did, man.
Yeah, when he was
Right.
in Buffalo, he was a really good player, but then those injuries started to mount up. So I really think that was the issue.
exactly.
And that's what sucks because that's two guys that played on one of the greatest LSU teams ever assembled together. Trey White and Jamal Adams were on one of the most talented college defenses ever. And you look at it like the injuries suck, man. Because look at a guy like Chris Olave with the concussions, man. You look at a guy like defensive players that just aren't the same like after an injury. It's just I think it's harder for defensive guys to come back off of injuries than offensive guys. In my
So do
opinion.
you do you think it's more so do you think it's has anything to do with how they prepare nowadays as far as the physical preparation? Do you think it's a lot different now?
I think it's better. I think like sports medicine has evolved in such a way where ACLs used to be a detriment. I mean, 30 years ago, an ACL was the end. Even 30 years ago, I mean, in the late 90s, ACL was, you were done for. Now, you look at a guy like Drew Brees, he tore his ACL in high school and ended up being a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know, you look at like Kirk Cousins, he's coming. I did not think Kirk would play as well as he has coming off an Achilles at his age. Because you look at the opposite side of that, Aaron Rodgers coming off an Achilles injury, right? He's playing awful. Like statistically, one of the most accurate passers in history of the National Football League. Aaron Rodgers has thrown more interceptions to this point than entire seasons in Green Bay.
Yeah,
that's his age.
And then they fired Saleh? What?
That's his age. That's Aaron Rodgers' age, and I really think he thinks he's Brady. You're not Brady.
No,
Like,
you're not.
You gotta when those turnovers start piling up and you can't move around in the pocket like you used to anymore, bro. Just hang it up.
You're one of the most talented quarterbacks ever in terms of arm talent, Aaron Rodgers. But literally, like what, double-digit interception? To me, it's the damnedest thing that they fired Saleh.
Yeah.
Like Aaron's been throwing all them picks, and y'all fired Saleh.
But that's the New York Jets organization for you, man. We know the Jets organization has been straight garbage since Woody Johnson took over the team back in the late 90s. Like
they made it for AFC Championship games with Mark Sanchez and Rex, but
they did. But then they ran Rex Ryan off. They ran Bill Parcells off. They ran Bill Belichick was supposed to step in as a head coach, and he was like, "No, I'm out of here too."
Yeah, and that was like a day. He was a coach for like 12 hours.
12 hours. He's like, "I ain't finna take over this team."
Yeah, I don't want this. I don't want this. The Jet man. I'm surprised. I'm not surprised by Aaron's play. Are y'all surprised Aaron's played like this at all?
I'm not, because I already knew.
I'm
Green Bay was not finna. Green Bay knew. Green Bay, this is why you have certain teams that are world class organizations for a reason. They knew the writing on the wall with Aaron Rodgers. This is why they drafted Jordan Love. This is why they was like, look, man, we gotta we go in a different direction. So you want to be out of Green Bay, here you go. And that's
it wasn't that easy. They was gonna get rid of him, and then he won back-to-back MVPs, and they were like, "Damn, we kind of." He won that.
Hey,
MVP.
it worked. Hey, look, it worked out for him because they fleeced the hell out of the Jets.
Yep, they showed it.
They fleeced the Jets.
Jordan Love ain't looked great this year. He's having a little bit of a slump. He's throwing a lot of interceptions late in games and key moments.
But like you
Yeah.
said, this is his second year as a full-time starter too. So like I
Yeah,
said,
I
this is
expect that
that.
out of a second year starter, not somebody who's been in the league for almost 20 years and you're won multiple MVPs and you're a Super Bowl winning coach. Quarterback. Right.
Yeah,
One
You
Super
don't
yeah,
Bowl.
expect
that,
The only
Yeah.
times you had a top 10 defense too.
Yep. And that's what we've been talking about about Aaron Rodgers. Like the only time he won a Super Bowl when they had a top 10 defense. Green Bay, when they had Dom Capers as a defensive coordinator. He had them boys playing.
AJ
yeah. 'Cause
Hawk and Clay Matthews and
Charles
Woodson.
Woodson.
Raji, Seawood. Oh yes, Charles Woodson, but yeah, he was a hard soul of that defense. But
AJ Hawk, Green Bay Packers all-time leading tackler. I don't understand how he's not a Hall of Fame
I
linebacker.
don't like AJ Hawk.
You don't like AJ Hawk?
Well, you know why he don't like AJ?
Oh yeah, well yeah, because he won the national championship at Ohio State. But I mean, that's beside the
No, he didn't. He went on national championship with Ohio State.
Yeah, he did. He was on their
And
national
you talking
championship
about
team.
in 2002?
Yeah, he was on that team, bro. He was a freshman, I think.
You
Because
know
they
what?
always say it's been Pat McAfee's intro for the last 5 years. National champion, Super Bowl champion, Green
Yeah,
Bay
he
Packers
was.
all-time leading tackler.
He was. I remember now. It was it was at 2000. Yeah, because they beat Miami in that national championship game out there in
Oh, the
Arizona.
Willis. What was that? The Willis McGahee knee injury game. Ooh,
Yeah.
That
That was like
Ah.
that team was that was the most talented team to ever lose a national championship.
yeah.
The Miami Hurricanes. That was the most talented team to ever lose a national championship.
Yeah, that is true. But we're gonna go ahead and wind it down, fellas, man. Nathan, man, we definitely appreciate you coming on here. Hey, we kind of blended it to this time a while. Like you said, y'all got an opportunity to see us talk about some college football, some prospects, as well as some of this rivalry stuff. Like you said, man, this is what it's all about, man. Is folks talking football, finding common ground, and enjoying ourselves, man. So we're gonna let everybody get their final thoughts, man. Nathan, man.
All right, man. Y'all go check
You
me
got?
out at Bustin' Esports on TikTok and YouTube. I've got Tuesday night Talking Tigers live at 6:30 Central, and I've got Talking SEC. I've created a show about 5. This will be episode 6 now, so a month and a half worth of episodes with fan bases from around the Southeastern Conference. We got 2 LSU fans, 2 Bama fans, a Mississippi State alumni, and a Tennessee fan. Man, my boy Jamie was actually at the Tennessee-Kentucky game this past weekend for their blackout game against the Wildcats, so it's pretty cool. So y'all check me out live there on TikTok. And as far as this game goes, man, I don't see a way the Saints really win this game without here. If the Saints were to win this game, here's how they're gonna do it. They're gonna ride on the fact that Dennis Allen's gone, okay, and AK and Cam and Taysom figured out. Otherwise, I think the Falcons are gonna beat the hell out of us. Truthfully.
Hey, for those that's kind of asking for the keys of the game, we've already kind of talked about that earlier in the show. But what we definitely will do, like I said, Drew gave his keys. I'll give my keys as well later on, like more in depth. So like I said, man, y'all just go ahead and recap this show. We talked about the keys early. All right, man. Jew, man, what's your final thoughts for the night, man?
Man, I just want to thank Nathan for joining us again. It was always a pleasure. Good to get a chance to talk some college football. I don't talk a lot of college football, but yeah, man, the Auburn Tigers, like I said, will rise again. Right now, if we down, like I said, it's a young team. You know, it takes time for those guys to develop and things of that nature. But in regards to the Falcons and the Saints, we know that this is rivalry week. So the Falcons just keep building, brick by brick by brick, keep stacking those wins. Really, what we're fighting for right now is a top seed. You're fighting for that number 1 seed in the NFC. That's what the Falcons are fighting for right now. No longer really fighting for the division, because at this point, nobody in this division catching us. I'm just gonna be honest. Ain't nobody in this division catching us. Based off of how everybody's looking, as long as the Falcons stay healthy, I really don't see anybody messing with us in the South. At this point, we're looking at that number 1 seed in the NFC. We're looking to try to get that bye. So it's important that we continue to keep stacking wins. And like I said, I don't think the Falcons are going to take the Saints lightly, because we know outrun the South. Every single NFC South game, that's been the mantra from day one since Raheem Morris stepped foot in Flowery Branches. We got to win our division. So these guys are going to be ready to play. So, best of luck to you guys over down there in New Orleans. But I really feel like the Falcons are going to be on a mission. As I mentioned, I don't know anybody on the panel know this. I mentioned this in What's the Word. I can't remember the last time anybody swept the division, went 6-0 in the division. The Falcons have a chance to do that. If we win this game, we win the last game against Carolina, that means we swept the division. Nobody beat us this year. So I really think that would be a nice feat. I can't remember the last time anybody in the division done it, but that would be pretty cool if we could sweep the division.
It had to have been a long, long time.
Yeah,
I can't.
Because the South is always competitive. Even when the teams have been trash in the South, it's always been a competitive division. And we've gotten a lot of flack on the division in the last few years because it hasn't been as good. Boy, they're in the 2010s. Boy, that division was popping with the Saints and the Falcons.
You had Matt Ryan. You had Matt Ryan. You had
Drew
Brees.
Brees,
You had Cam Newton. And then
Wow.
Tampa Bay with whoever quarterback they had.
They was ass, but it was a 3-team race for a decade in the 2000s, man. Hell, y'all played in the Super Bowl. Carolina played in the Super Bowl. The Saints got screwed a couple times in the playoffs. The division was good, and now it's literally y'all's division to lose at this point. Like you said, Drew, if y'all stay healthy, y'all are looking for the number 1 seed. So this game means a lot for y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is a huge game. I mean, I think Carolina probably was the closest team that I can remember got close, because remember that one season they were like undefeated until they played a game.
We was the last team that we were the one in 14-1. And the next season we lost against Tampa Bay the first game, and then we swept everybody else in that division. And we went to the Super Bowl. Because I remember we beat New Orleans. We beat New Orleans twice. We beat Carolina twice, and we split with Tampa Bay that year.
Yeah, so this is a huge opportunity for the Falcons to try to say, look, we swept everybody. We came in the South. Not only did we win the division, we swept the division. So this is huge. If I'm the players, that's what I'll be putting on the bulletin board. Let's sweep everybody in the division. So nobody ain't got nothing to say.
Exactly. All right, birthday boy, what's your final thought?
It ain't my birthday to Friday, but
we ain't start this show a happy birthday. Y'all rude as hell. We could have started this show a happy birthday.
Because his birthday ain't till Friday.
Oh, trust me, that day I'm gonna be eating like a motherfucker. I'm gonna be eating real good. But anyway,
so whatever grocery stores or restaurants that Don talking about going to eat at, y'all better make sure y'all got a bunch of food.
Anyway, my final thoughts of this game, man. Just make the fan base proud this weekend, man. Y'all, the team going down there to New Orleans. We know it's a hostile environment every time we go down there. It's not an easy place for us to play. We go down there, and we have not lost on the road yet this season. And knocking on wood, we're gonna continue to keep that streak going. We're gonna be some road warriors, So we just gotta do what we gotta do. Just play our type of ball. It doesn't matter what the Saints got over there on their sideline, who they got coaching now, or what players they're gonna plug in because they got a lot of injuries and stuff. Just play our style of football.
Right. All right, man. So, like I said, final thoughts here is
I had to get my dog Keontae Newsom's little jersey shirt. Y'all go order my dog's. Ball State's terrible. They play bad on national TV last night, but my dog's a starting linebacker, lead him in tackles. Go check out his NIL shop. So I had to order a little jersey shirt.
Okay. Yeah, I was looking at it like he bought the Ball State shirt. I was about to say that's definitely good, man. That definitely shout out to him. Definitely shout out to him, though, man.
That's my dog, man. But anyway, I had to get that in there.
No, you good. You good, man. You perfectly fine, man. But like I said, my final thoughts is like you said, man, everybody just show love to your neighbor, man. At the end of the day, when when we doing these football spaces and stuff like this, it's not about trying to dominate each other. It's about having a conversation regardless on what affiliate team that you talk about. Hey man, shoot. Falcons, as long as they don't take New Orleans lightly, this should be an easy victory. But the thing about it too, it's also a rivalry game. So ain't no such thing as an easy victory, even when a team is bad. So
right in the dome too.
yeah,
I feel like there's gonna be a lot less people in the dome though. I mean, I've never been to a game in New Orleans. It's a lot of damn money just to travel from Memphis to Louisiana, man. Yeah, like it's a lot of money. Like that travel, it ain't cheap. Rental car $300. Hotel. For more than one night, gonna be $600 plus the damn food, and I'm gonna drink the damn cold beer or two at the game. That's gonna be, it's just I wish I could get down there, man, because the Saints are playing the Commanders the day before my birthday, and that would be awesome. But I can't even go. Like it's just I can't go to LSU Alabama this weekend either because I'm trying to pay for my wedding. So it's like, damn.
Oh, congrats! I was about to say congratulations on that, man.
Yes,
Congratulations on that. Hey man, you better look. Yeah, you gotta take care of them family matters first before we start talking about stuff like that. Cause
I'm telling you. The only reason we went to Nashville, bro, like we were supposed to go to the Tennessee Titans Indianapolis Colts game, but I canceled the Airbnb, got my money back on it. Tried to find first responders in the area to get the tickets to, but I did it on too short notice. Couldn't get them, so I had to eat the money on the tickets too, which it wasn't that bad. It was like $60, and then we ended up going to Ball State. I got to see Keontae play live a couple of weeks ago. And got to be on the sideline and take pictures before the game. Had a little moment with Key where I pointed at him, he pointed at me. It was cool to be in Vanderbilt Stadium, like on the sideline. And then we went up to the press box and everything. And that was cool too. Like the view from the press box was cool to like see it in Vanderbilt Stadium. It's small and it's under renovation, but it was really cool, man. And all that is because God allowed it to happen, man. Like God has allowed y'all to come together and have y'all show. God has allowed me to have, the things that I'm doing. And even in the good times and the bad times, God is there because we're going to have times of triumph and victory. We're going to have times of trial and defeat. And God is good regardless, and God is good. He's just good all the time, man.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, like I said, man, hey, Busted These Sports, Jew Talk Sports, The Don, The Heavy Hitters Live, Mad Mike Sports. And we got Mr. White Network coming up here after us, where he's going to be giving you some late night tea. Talking some Falcon football. You possibly may get some Hawks talk as well. So y'all make sure y'all go to Mr. White Network as he's going live right after this show. So till next time, people, we ain't here to play.
Oh no.
We are here to stay.
Oh yeah, dig it.
You ain't gotta go home,
but you got to get the hell up out of here.
Deuces, y'all.
9-0.
First place Falcons.
First place. Hey.
First place Falcons.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night, man.
All right.
Get it.